Good morning, preppers.
Good morning.
You know, there are so many times I have said that I believe we're heading into a Great Depression, a greater depression soon.
Yeah.
And it's going to be exceedingly difficult.
Yeah, have you guys been to the grocery stores? Have you seen the price increase of the food? It's ridiculous.
And it's going to get worse.
It is.
A lot worse. And that's actually the big part that worries me. But you know what? We have history to teach us what to do in those situations. Just as people who went through the first depression, they have lessons to teach us to be able to make it through the second one. So here we go. 10 things that you can actually learn to do to help feed your bellies in the depression.
Number 1, keep breakfast simple.
People say all the time that breakfast is the most important meal. I
don't eat breakfast, so I don't know.
I'm not so sure if that's the case. In fact, eating breakfast will cause your metabolism to change right off the very beginning and slow it down, not speed it up. Yeah. But there is one amazing thing that you can actually have for breakfast that's going to help you out tremendously.
It's oatmeal.
Oats, yeah, oatmeal. It's packed full of proteins and the carbs you need. It stores great. But you know what? You don't need something extravagant for breakfast. In fact, I mean, if you have oatmeal, maybe you can have a little bit of brown sugar for it.
Yeah,
a little
fresh
syrup.
fruit. Yeah.
I like putting syrup in mine.
Yeah.
Anyway, so keeping breakfast simple is good. Oatmeal is probably the perfect thing for breakfast. Number 2, make your own coffee. Remember those huge green thermoses people used to have, just massive things that you screwed off the little coffee cup at the top, and people would make coffee at home and take it with them all day long wherever they go. There wasn't really, I mean, there's always been coffee shops, but they were like part of diners. It's not like today where we have coffee shops everywhere. And coffee shops are so expensive.
They are. I mean, they're wonderful, but you can really save a lot of money right there by not going to coffee shops. If you still enjoy that coffee, you can go to like McDonald's, especially if you have the app. You can get coffee most of the time for 99 cents. Yeah. Or even gas stations. Sometimes the gas stations have gourmet coffee that they grind right there and for a very low price.
Yeah, and we find that a lot of the gas stations who have the good coffee, by the way, they really specialize in having really good coffee. We'll often have like a little club card where you can get it punched and get some freebies too.
Yep.
But far cheaper than going to
Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts and things like that.
Yeah. You may like those coffees, but they're expensive.
Number 3, brown bag it.
I know it's easier and sometimes more refreshing to actually go somewhere for lunch. You get your lunch break and off you go rather than eating from a brown bag. And of course, all the restaurants know this, and that's why they have their value meals, But even if you're paying I don't know how much like a McChicken and stuff is nowadays. I could imagine it being $1. It used to be $1.
I don't think it is. And nothing's $1 anymore.
Right.
Well, coffee is.
Oh yeah, 99 cents. But the thing is, all those places you go to, even if they try to give you a value, it's not near the value you'll have by brown bagging.
Oh yeah, you'll cut your costs in half easily by making something at home.
For years, when we were struggling for money, I ate a peanut butter sandwich.
You did.
With crunchy peanut butter, mind you, the best kind, every single day.
You did.
Every day. It's just, I don't know, it's nice going places to get something to eat, but having something extravagant
every day.
Not that I call McDonald's extravagant, but at the other restaurant, it's a better meal than having a peanut butter sandwich as far as tastiness, but we're not talking about better for you.
No, we're cutting bills and things that's struggling. It's easy to brown bag your lunch.
Yeah, just brown bag it. Number 4, grow your own food. Do you have a huge garden space?
We do.
We do, but it doesn't matter if you have a huge one or not. I mean, a smallest of one can actually produce a lot of stuff, especially when you're talking about like potatoes, root vegetables. You can actually do like potatoes, by the way, right on a balcony.
You can.
You just need like a half a barrel.
And you can grow herbs in your kitchen. You can, right there in your kitchen, lettuce, sprouts, things like that. Those are things that you don't have to have a garden. You can grow right there in your own kitchen.
Inside your house.
Yep.
And that's the thing is, let's say lettuce alone. Sounds like somebody saying, lettuce alone, okay? Just buying lettuce can actually add up.
It does.
Lettuce is so easy to grow.
It is.
What I always love are those cool hanging strawberry plants where the strawberries hang out and stuff.
Yep.
Not hang out like what's up, but hang out from the pot so you can get the strawberries from them. So growing your own stuff, even if you can only do it minimally because you have a very small place, still do it because you'll save money.
Number 5, don't go for the top steaks.
And let's not even talk about steaks for a second. Well, let's go ahead and talk about steaks. Steaks, obviously, if you're going for the really super expensive steaks, I would love to be able to mention those to you right now. Filet mignon, that's the only one I can think of that's expensive. You can go for the cheaper cuts.
You can.
And it tastes, well, almost as good.
It is.
But, if you're actually in a depression situation, don't be living extravagantly with huge, beautiful steaks.
Or burgers, and split your meat in half, mix it together with other things, and make it stretch as far as you can.
And you can't go wrong with burgers.
No, you can't.
I love burgers. But, nobody even says you have to have beef. Chicken's pretty cheap.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of different
Buy the
options
whole
too.
buy the whole chicken instead of just chicken breast, and then you can use the bone broth for other meals, and you have lots of chicken left over.
We like to get a Costco chicken when we go, or sometimes we'll get two, and we'll simply just crock pot it.
We do crock pot it,
and we'll just debone the whole thing, and it is really tasty chicken for a good price. I heard that actually Costco loses money on their chickens.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
And it puts that smell throughout the store, so that way you walk like a trance to the back of the store and pick one up. That's what I've heard. Maybe it's just because that's the way I do it. Gotta have your Costco chicken. Number 6, dinners to go. You really save money with bulk. That's all there is to it. You save money with bulk. I mean, a couple things, not so much, but most of the stuff it is. And so if you can actually try to pre-plan your dinners, try to know exactly what you're going to prepare ahead of time, and make a whole tray so it's going to last you 2 weeks, freeze it in freezer bags, whatever the case may be, you're going to save a lot of money and make things stretch. We've done that so many times.
We've done, yeah. Freezer meals are great, and just dividing what you have for portion sizing is great.
Yeah, a lot of times you just have to heat it up and pull it out of the freezer and take it to work with you, whatever you need to do. Or even if you're at home, it's much better to make a giant one. I mean, you may get sick of lasagna after 2 weeks, but we're not talking about living extravagantly. We're talking about trying to make it through the Depression. Like the Depression last time took 10 years. We can only estimate maybe 10 years for the next one too. So you have to be able to push through it.
Exactly.
I want to say suffer through it, but
no, we don't want to suffer.
When it comes to lasagna, there's no suffering. Lasagna is beautiful.
Number 7, supplement your meals.
We were discussing meat, but you don't have to have just meat on your plate, although there's nothing like a giant fat steak on the plate. That's delicious.
True.
But if you actually have a small piece of meat on there and supplement it with things that actually store easy and are inexpensive, like rice or beans or things like that.
Yeah, exactly. Lentils are great.
Oh, lentils. I love lentils. Yeah, it makes your meal go a long, long, long way. Number 8, soups are spectacular.
Soup would be a great thing for once a week, to just make soup for your whole family. That way it's easy and it's inexpensive, and you'll have even leftovers.
Yeah, not to mention leftovers, but what they did in the Depression, soup was not back then the extravagant amazingness today.
Yeah,
Man,
gourmet.
and I love soup too. But they actually had a couple pieces of meat left over, some carrots left over,
potato.
celery, whatever they had, they could actually make soup from it. And again, not only make the soup and feed you, but actually make it so there's going to be leftovers as well. But easily can divide the soup up into meals. That's how we do it.
We do.
She's our amazing soup maker. And I always look forward to days of having soup after that.
In the fall, I really make a lot of soup.
Oh yeah,
but
delicious cheeseburger soup.
Yes, that's
taco
good.
soup.
That is good.
Tortilla soup. I love it.
Number 9, home cook simple recipes. It's a matter of fact, when you home cook your meals, it saves you money right off of the bat. Go to recipes, something that's simple, that doesn't take a lot of time and energy. If you work a full-time job or if you don't, could be tacos, spaghetti. I mean, the endless list. Whatever your family likes that are easy to make, that doesn't cost a whole lot, have those in the rotation. You don't want to eat them every week because you'll get tired of it, but you'll at least have a rotation of simple meals that you can do.
And when the way we do home cooked meals, which is every night practically, we'll often have leftovers of different categories, and then we'll just kind of see how much there, and we'll say, okay guys, fend for yourself night, and they are the best. Of course, then all the kids just attack each other trying to go for
the best meal.
Yeah, exactly. But everybody starts to have we call them your family favorites, and it's fun to introduce a new one on occasion, see how well it works, or in some cases see how well it doesn't work. Yeah, but just FYI. If you look at the description below, we actually have a link where you can purchase our Family Favorites cookbook.
We do.
We put a cookbook together years ago, and it has 200 of our family favorite recipes. And they're not just recipes, whatever. They're ones that we've used that actually even go back to our
my
grandparents, great-grandparents and stuff. But anyways, that's something you can pick up too in the link below. Number 10, make frugal snacks. I think in modern America, snacks have turned into meals.
Oh, they have. I mean, even for our kids, they're I have to limit the snacks because they will just eat us out of house and home for snacks.
I think in America, meals have become meals. I know it's weird to say that, but in my travels, going overseas, many places, I found that in America, we eat big, fat, huge portion, 3 meals a day, and then some. In other countries, it wasn't like that at all. Maybe some breakfast, maybe just a piece of bread for lunch, for dinner, a piece of cheese, some cheese. It was really that frugal. Yeah. But here in America, frugal is almost not in our dictionary.
No.
But especially when it comes to snacks, there's some really simple snacks. Like, I don't know if you know, but popcorn became very popular in the Great Depression.
It did. But we're not talking about the microwave popcorn. We're talking about
movie theater popcorn. Oh my gosh, that stuff's amazing.
Over the stove, add your own seasonings, and it's healthy. It's healthier, I should say, rather than the microwave.
Healthier than candy.
Well, that's true, but it's easy and inexpensive.
Yeah, or fruit if you have it, like apples sliced up with peanut butter.
Exactly.
That's a big one that we do for our kids.
We do. Our kids love that. A bonus: drink water. Did you know that oftentimes when you're hungry, you're just really thirsty? By drinking some water, it'll help you out.
And I've noticed that. I've always heard people say that and read about that in books, but there's been times where I'm just going to drink water, and sure, if you drink your water, you're like, oh, I'm feeling satisfied now. But no better time today than being able to drink a lot of water. It really helps you stay more satisfied, because back in the Depression era, I think a lot of people got water from creeks.
Yeah.
That's how you picture the old days, right? They probably got it from tap, I'm sure, like we do today in most places, or wells. But today, there's, not only water fountains, but special water fountains everywhere now that actually are made to put bottles in.
Yeah, bring a reusable water bottle. You're helping the environment, and you're drinking water, which is so much better for you than sodas and juices.
And don't tell our daughter Naomi that. She's a soda fiend. But what we do is when she goes into a gas station to get a soda, we'll take her bottles in and fill it right up at the fountain. We always ask, and they're like, I don't care. There's water. Have as much as you want. And it's nice because it's nice cold water. There's ice available. So water obviously is essential for life. There's no doubt about that. But it actually will help you spread your food better and save money that way, because a lot of times that's all you need is just some water.
Exactly.
Okay, I hope these things help for you. There's all kinds of different tips beyond this too, I'm sure, that you're looked at. But we're coming into some rough times, and to be able to save money and eat frugally and keep alive, that's the whole key through going through these times of trouble, so you can make it to the other end, is what it's all about.
Exactly.
All right, thanks for watching. Let's continue on. Let's continue in this next video and see how we can do some other preps too.